Well, hello, TopFanRivalry followers, and welcome to, the show with the mostest, the unscripted, well, who knows what's going to happen. Susie and I doing Astros in orbit. Good morning, Susie. How are you?
Good morning, Bill. I'm fine. How are you?
Um, I'm a little tired. I went to the Angel game last night and ended up walking around the planet, it felt like. People were parked here, people were parked there. We were talking afterwards. We parked a couple blocks away. I mean, I got to see the whole stadium last night again. Not like I haven't seen it before.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds
So,
like fun.
I didn't get all my steps in, but I got about 15,000. I was about 5,000 short of my daily goal. But I was walking in dress shoes because I just come from my office. So I wasn't walking in comfy shoes. So, I'm tired. I'm sleepy,
I
but
think
I'm
I'm
ready to
about
go.
14,373 steps short. So that's, but again, that's neither here nor there. So
Hey, listen, I enjoy it. It's therapeutic, right?
you and I have differing differing views on what is therapeutic methods of therapy there. It's walking therapy for me. That's not
I'm,
don't sign
I'm
me up for cardio. No, thank you.
I'm sure we do. You're a good friend of mine, Big Dave, uh, is always telling me, Bill, just drop a pin. I'll send the Uber. Just drop a pin.
This is
So
true. This is true.
when we were at FanFest, we ended up, um, we were there a day early and we were touring a place where we were trying to go something where we were. It was like, well, Vegas, you're from Vegas. So we were at the Delano and where we were going was over by the Mirage. And I convinced everybody, let's just walk it. Walk down there, walk back, and everybody was not happy with me. Good
Yeah,
times.
no, no, Bill. That's hard pass. Hard pass.
Boo, boo. All right. So besides for discussing my Olympic walking abilities, apparently, let's talk a little bit about the Astros. Now, I'm gonna call you naysayer Susie because you were kind of, a little naysayer last week, and I told you just win the series against Baltimore. You'll be fine. It makes it all worth it. And what did you do to Baltimore?
We swept Baltimore, Bill. We swept Baltimore, but in no world, in, in no world, buddy, expect the Astros to sweep the Baltimore Orioles. And if you did, then you are a fraudulent liar pants. And you have all of the fire in your pants because there's no way that you expected Jake Bloss, who we just called up from Double A and skipped Triple A, to say, yes, here, Jake Bloss, instead of a nice, soft landing spot for, your MLB debut, here's the White Sox. No, 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 no. We're going to hand you the vaunted Baltimore Oriole lineup that leads the league in RBIs. Nice landing spot. There's no world in which you thought that you were going to get out of that with a win. And then after Jake Bloss goes, 4 1/3 innings with a hurt shoulder now, because apparently whoever has the Astros voodoo doll for our pitchers they're going overtime with that thing.
They're going over.
In no world did you think, okay, now that the rookie is out and eight, what is that? No, what, we're not a math pot over here. How is that 6? No, that's 10. So that's 5-ish innings that we have to cover now. Uh that's a lot. That's a lot. But then our boy said, "Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We're just going to put up 9 runs in the 6th inning and we'll be okay. We'll be okay because then the score will be 14-3 and then you can send in then we can send in like, and then our bullpen guys said, "Oh, JK, did you want this to be easy and stress-free and just Hakuna Matata? No. No, we're not gonna do that for you. We wanna raise your blood pressure just a little bit. We want to after that high of, 9 runs in the bottom of an inning, we're gonna say, "Oh, you just wanna hit, like, 3 home runs in a row? Sure, let's do that. You get a home run, and you get a home run, and you get a home run." But that's okay because we ended up winning that game 14 to 11. 14 to 11. In no world did you think, "Hey, guess what, Susie? You're gonna win that game 14 to 11." Because then you're gonna be like, "Okay, okay, all right. We won the first game. We won the first game, so now we're not gonna get swept." That was the mindset. Not gonna lie, that was the mindset. That's what I said to myself. And it was 14 to 3. I looked over to my husband and he goes, "Oh, well, we're actually gonna win a game." I go, "No, no. Don't you jinx it. Don't you jinx it, sir, because it's the Baltimore Orioles, and at no point in time do we trust the Baltimore Orioles not to come back and not to score runs." And he goes, "It's 14 to 3, Susie." I go, "I don't care. I don't care. It could be 23 to 3. I don't. All 27 outs. We don't jinx it. Don't jinx it." And I saw the memes. I saw the memes of real games that don't have a clue about who they are as a team, putting up their Reese Witherspoon from Legally Blonde with the, Astros cap and saying, "What? Like it's hard?" Yes! Yes, it's hard. That's okay. That's okay. So I said, "Okay, you know what? That's all right. That's all right. We won. We won that game. We're not going to get swept because I knew that the second game behind Corbin Burns, it was going to be difficult. It was going to be difficult, and the Orioles were going to reset themselves, and then they were going to come out with a vengeance." Outed my ace, Ronel Blanco, though. I shouldn't. I shouldn't have. I should have had full confidence in my ace, Ronel Blanco, that he was going to hold the lineup down and only give up a single Oriole home run to Jordan Westbrook. Apparently, Jordan Westbrook is our kryptonite because he was the only one that was able to score anything on that Saturday game and that Sunday game.
Okay, so
And we got
go ahead. I'm sorry.
and we got the good. No, well, I'm just saying we got the good Fromber on Sunday. I didn't know which Fromber we were going to get.
Dave was telling me that he was doing my favorite stuff, wiping his face, had the dreads back out, was wearing the white jersey instead of the alternate jersey. Like this was big time. This was big time.
It was big time. And like I said, in the Friday night game, we only hit 1 home run, and that was with Jake Myers. But in that bottom of the 6th where, we scored 9 runs, everyone's like, "Oh, then you must have hit home runs." No, no. Nope. It's together and we scored that way. Single, double, single, double, doubles. Doubles for everybody. And that's what I loved. We just passed the baton. We got a sac fly.
Doubles for everybody.
We've been begging our guys to not try and hit a 43-run home run. Just pass the baton. Just pass the baton. Take the ball where it's given, and just take the sac fly. I bases loaded and like ran into a double play. And it happened. And then the next day, all of our runs came on home runs. So get you a team that can do both. Get you a team that can do both. Hit the home runs for runs and then string together the hits for runs. And then you end up with like a happy fan. Because Chas McCormick, my guy, Chas McCormick, hit 2 home runs on Saturday. He's getting left
You have
back
never
in.
said my guy Chas McCormick. You have never said my guy Chas McCormick. But just want to get that on record.
Go back and listen. Go back and listen. No, go back and listen, Bill. Chas McCormick is my guy. Do you not see him over my shoulder? The catch? Do you not see him?
I was
That's my
thinking that.
guy.
Oh, I thought that was Tucker.
No. Tucker's up there on the wall.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Chas McCormick is back there. That is the catch from the World Series. And I've been saying Chaz, my guy, should be playing center field, even though he's not been locked in with the bat. And now Jake Myers has been doing my guy, and he's getting locked back in, and I'm very proud of him. Very, very proud of him.
Okay. Okay. Um, my bad. I was thinking it was Mauricio Dubon, who you're not a huge fan of,
That
correct?
is true. That is
Yeah.
true. But
I,
you know what? Mauricio Dubon heard the slander. He heard the slander, and there's a big STFU from Mauricio Dubon to Susie, because he said, "You know what, Susie, don't like me in the outfield. I know you really don't like me, taking Chaz's spot. But I'm gonna be over here playing first base, and I'm gonna be over here just, hitting doubles, getting sac flies, moving runners over." I said, "Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mauricio." He's over here making player of the game belts and pitcher of the game belts for the team. Just all the vibes. Smoke show of a wife, adorable dogs. I liked him as a person. Just, wasn't a huge fan of him on my baseball team, and I take it back. I take it back. I'm sorry, Mauricio. I
so he doesn't
apologize.
have
That's on me.
he just said, "Watch this, Susie. Hold my water. I got this."
Absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so you guys are, and you and I have been talking about this. I said your season's over if you guys are 11 or 12 behind at the end of the month. You're currently 6 games behind Seattle, who is kind of hitting the dog days of summer.
Um,
You could
check the standards. Check him again. Check him again, Bill.
5.5,
They lost last night. They
so
lost
five and a
last
half.
night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're currently 5.5 back. There is a very outside possibility that you could be tied for first place by the end of the month. Okay. But, best case scenario, you're only maybe 3 back. That being said, with all that being said, you guys have Colorado for 2 starting tonight. And then you've got the Metropolitans, the Grimace Mets, who are all kinds of interesting right now. All kinds of interesting right now. So
Yup.
you tell me, what do you, I mean, you guys are going on a 10-game roadie here pretty quick, where you go to Queens, to Toronto, and to Minnesota. Talk to me a little bit about maybe the next 12 games.
Listen, I'm not jinxing anything, Bill. I'm not jinxing anything. And like a good Asian, I am hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Okay?
That's a
That's
good
what we're
Asian.
doing here. That is a good Asian. I don't know how many Asians you know, but that's this Asian. That's this Asian. I mean, typically most Asians just have unspeakably high standards, and they're just going to be disappointed in everybody and everything, because overly high expectations of all the things. So there's
So,
that.
go ahead.
I'm not holding the Astros to that unspeakably high expectations, because, that's when you get hurt. That's when you get hurt. Again, we just swept the Baltimore Orioles.
Mhm.
I will not be surprised in the least bit if we either sweep the Rockies, or B, gets that's the Astros. That's the Astro way. That is what we like to do. All right? And so it's one of those things where I don't know what's gonna come out of this team. I don't. I don't know what's gonna come out of this team. I would like to say that Hunter Brown is going to be diesel, that he's gonna have all his pitches working, and hopefully against the Rockies it will actually work. Spencer Getty is the other pitcher for going for us. Hope pitches will be working. But apparently, he gives up the most runs in the league in the first inning. So maybe if we can just get him through the first inning, we'll be okay.
Just start in the second
We
inning.
shall see.
Have him to start
Yeah,
in the second
well,
inning.
but it'll still be a first inning for him. So it's not,
No,
he's
no, no.
still got to have a first inning somewhere.
Just ask the umpire to skip the first inning. Just start in the second inning. That way
I
he
know, but
sees the
it's got to
two
be
up there,
his.
and
I don't. That's not how it works, though, Bill. He at some point in time he still has to start, which will still be his first, whatever it is, even though it'll be the second or fourth or seventh. So, there's the Rockies, and then we go to the Mets. Now the Mets are missing their closer, Edwin Diaz, for the sticky stuff. We're not going to get into that whole discourse because I just think it's the most absolute ridiculous thing in the entire world. How you get in trouble for a substance that is allowed in the thing, but too much of the substance because anyways, it's
so
ridiculous. It is
I
ridiculous.
here's the funny thing about that. Here's the funny thing about that. And I agree with you because I was going to actually ask you about this. I agree with you. But here's the thing. If he came in with no outs in second and third and a 1-run lead, okay, maybe. But when he's coming out to start an inning and he's up by 3 in the ninth inning, why does the umpire feel it and say, "What is that?" And he says, "Rosin and sweat." Okay, let's go to the clubhouse. I'm going to wash your hands, and then we'll come back. Like, why can't we give him the Mad Max treatment, right? The Max Scherzer treatment.
I don't understand why any of the pitchers that get in trouble, quote unquote, for sticky stuff go up. Okay, then go pitch. And that's the thing because he hadn't thrown a pitch yet. And everyone's saying that that's, the whole reason you get checked is because there is a, uptick in velocity, an uptick in movement. He hadn't thrown a pitch yet. Like, what are we doing? How do you have any baseline then if he
Yeah,
hadn't thrown anything? It's
yeah.
absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know what 94% sure he's the one that's done almost all of these ejections. And so I don't know. But
Well,
regardless,
see,
they're missing their closer. And
yeah,
I want to say Drew Smith, which is one of their other high leverage guys, got hurt too. And
mhm.
so now they're missing like two of their high leverage guys. So I don't know if the bats will come out to play because JD Martinez has gotten hot, Francisco Alvarez has gotten hot. The Grimace Mets are the we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
Um, it, there's one thing about both the Mets and the Yankees. People get nervous about going into Gotham City, and they play different. I mean, the Mets and Yankees can both suck, but when people come in to New York, it's a different ball game, right? You have
My
a
cat
friend
would
with you.
also like to join in on the
I mean,
conversation.
the only thing that let's go back to Diaz for a second. The only thing that I think really blows about Diaz in this scenario, the only thing that I think really blows is when Blanco got tossed, he misses a start, maybe two, right? Depending on how the schedule plays itself out, he misses probably two starts. If you're a closer, that could potentially be 5 to 7 games that you would enter. And so,
Yep.
um, maybe you adjust it for the closer. I don't know. But again, I'm not the commissioner. I don't even play one on TV. I happen to know, I have it on good authority that I think I know who the next commissioner will be after Manford, and you're going to hate it. So it's good old Theo.
Am I supposed to know who that is, or am I supposed to have feelings
Theo
about that?
Epstein. He used to be the GM for the Cubs, used to be the GM for the Red Sox. He's the one that built the Cubs to get them the World Series that they won in 2016
That's before
baseball season. Yeah.
baseball, Susie.
Yeah.
My yeah, that's before baseball season.
I hear that Big Dave's up for the job, but he's trying to move the league offices to Houston, and they said nope, you got to be in New York. Um,
Yeah.
and they offered it
I
to
would see
me.
how that would be an ixnay on the Houston A.
Yeah, they offered it to me, but I told them no. If I'm going to leave California, I'm going to a place that has Buc-ee's. And since they don't have Buc-ee's in downtown New York City, I'm out. I'm out.
There could be. There could be. They're Bucky, so all up and down south and the coast. So, maybe sooner
Preach,
rather than later, Bill. You don't know.
preach. All right, so let's just take since we're gonna meet in 7 days from now. You have two with the Rock. You have the funky schedule as well because you have 2 days off this week. You have Monday and Thursday. The Dodgers had Sunday and Thursday, which is just crazy. So let's just you got 2 games with the Rockies at the Juice, and then you've got 3 games with Metropolitans. So let's call this the next 5 games. How many of them are you winning?
Hopefully, 4 out of 5.
Okay, so you're
Hopefully,
thinking
4 out of 5.
you're thinking 4 out of 5. Okay. I based on who you have and what you have, I actually like that. I actually like that. So I'm gonna say that works.
So,
I'm gonna say that works. So yep, and yep. All right. So Susie, tell me anything I need to know about this week with the do we have a JV watch going on? Do we have, I mean, are you guys still working on the buy five, get one free? Tommy John, like what what do I need to know about the Astros that I don't already know?
JV odds are will probably not be back until. So we are looking for a spot starter for the Mets series. It may or may not be a bullpen game. It may be a guy that it gets brought up from AAA. We shall see. Jake Bloss, like I said, that bypassed AAA. That was our starter for the Orioles. Thankfully, nothing is wrong structurally. It's with his shoulder. It just it looks like he tweaked it. So holding again shortly. Forrest Whitley, who is a figment of all of our imaginations, came off the IL and is throwing again in AAA. So I don't know if we just wrap him in bubble wrap and hopefully he can stay healthy for, an actual extended period of time. But we shall see with him. So yeah, and it's been I don't think it has been touted as much that it really should be that without Kyle Tucker. And that is really a feat in and of itself. And the fact that we have been doing all of this without Kyle Tucker.
Yeah,
So
and
maybe Kyle Tucker is the problem. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Kyle Tucker, please come back. We need you so badly.
well,
But
yeah, it's definitely not King Tuck.
no, it is not. It is not King Tuck. But we added Joey Loperfido back onto the roster, and he has been electric for us on defense and just kind of injecting a little bit of life and a little bit of. We did bring up 2 young kids as relievers, Brian King and Luis Contreras, and they both got innings in that Sunday game. And Brian King got to come in the 8th and 1, 2, 3 sat everybody down. Gunnar Henderson was his first strikeout, and it was a strikeout looking. And you don't end up doing that to Gunnar Henderson too often. And
No,
then Luis Contreras comes in and gives up a. So hopefully maybe we can add some actually good relievers versus our 2 mop up guys that just handed the Orioles all of the runs. And we're just scraping by with our pitchers. I don't know if Dana will actually go and make some moves and try and get a starter, or if they are thinking that we're just going to rest all of our hopes and dreams on LMJ and Luis Garcia coming back
Yeah.
after the All-Star break in July.
Well, I'm here's what I said yesterday on the live. I predicted that you guys would win the division yesterday on the live. You have too much talent that now, if you took Jose Abreu, you took Kyle Tucker out, and for the most part, maybe well, just those two. Oh, and Breckman. You took those three out, and you guys kind of started quote unquote slow. I would be concerned, but because you have so much veteran leadership that's been there and done that and won the jewelry for it, I'm not worried about you guys. Now, that doesn't mean that I would recommend next year that you start, 74 games under 500 and then just hit the on button in June. But you guys are a solid team, and it's as a Dodger fan, it's hard for me to say that. It's very hard for me to say that, but there's a lot of truth to it. You guys are rocking it, and taking 4 out of 5, I can see that happening. I can see you guys picking up this week another game on Seattle, maybe two on Seattle, and letting Seattle start to feel the pressure.
Crossed, Tampa does. Yeah, hopefully Tampa can put it on the Mariners and show them who's boss. Because I mean, really and truly, Seattle is not a very good hitting team. They're not. And now that, Brian Wu went out with an apparent leg injury, I don't even know what's going on there. I'm hoping, obviously I never hope anybody gets hurt, wishing on any player or team. But they have been the healthiest rotation and have not been marred by 43,007 pitchers going down. So, maybe this is the in that we need, and fingers crossed that we can continue doing the things. But, Jordan has gotten locked back in. Bregman, after getting off to that ridiculous slow start, almost 1,000 OPS. I think he's at 956 maybe. So he's gotten locked back in, and thank Jesus, because we've needed it badly.
There you go. There you go. Well, Susie, as usual, I always love your breakdowns of the Astros. I always love your insights. I love your spunk and your fire for your team, and I look forward to seeing how. Honestly, I think by the end of July, it's going to be a dogfight between you and Seattle. So, I mean, you guys will.
I hope
By the
so.
end of July, you guys should be in first place, unless something terrible happens. You guys forget to hit or forget to do something. But Seattle, 5.5 games with 85 games left to play is nothing. So
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, Bill.
there you go.
Fingers crossed I can give this little guy a rest. This is my dang it doll for the audio only people. I'm holding up the dang it doll. Just have some easy, stress-free games where I don't have to use him.
You don't have to use them. There you go. All right, Susie, if anybody, as they're watching either YouTube or in this in the locker room, if there's anybody that really wants dugout mug, locker room, anything like that, what code do they use?
Real easy, real simple. 5 letters. Suzy, Suzy, Q. That's all. That's all you need.
That's it.
It's
That's
the
it.
simplest, easy. I mean, but this one's the most fun and the most spunky. So Suzy Q, Suzy Q.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's do it again next week, Susie.
Definitely, for sure. Looking forward to
All right.
it.
Talk to you soon.